Hey folks, Aaron here from Beansprout. I've got 3 upcoming Builder's Choice instruments going, and I thought I would tell you a bit about them and kind of what my thinking on them is. The point of the Builder's Choice series is for me to produce stock instruments with all the woods and materials I choose and then just put them up for sale. Instead of taking a custom order from a customer, when I do the Builder's Choice, I get to experiment with things, try the woods I want, and it actually is considerably less labor for my wife Nicole on the business end of things. Because just building it and selling it is a lot less customer service labor for her. So it's a way to get some instruments out for all those reasons. So also I want to get one going for the Manuka Ukulele Camp in March, because that hopefully will be our first in-person event in a long time. So I really want to have a tenor ready for that. So to get started with it, I grabbed some spruce from my friend Craig across the river. This is a log he and his father harvested in British Columbia many years ago. And the pieces are too small for guitars, which is what he makes, and there's too much color variation for the normal guitar market. Well, you guys know that that works out great for me. So this is a really beautiful kind of pinkish amber piece of spruce, and I made the neck out of the same stuff with a maple and Brazilian cherry stripes. So it's kind of got this pink amber tone to everything. We'll be pairing that with a crazy quilted koa back and sides, and that Brazilian cherry fretboard and head plate, and then maple binding on everything to tie it all together. So that's the kind of color palette I'm going for, and it should be really cool. I might do a little inlay on that, or maybe some nice purfling, we'll see. Second up, I'm working on a tenor for Chris from the D Mill. That's the mill that's up the road from me that specializes in milling local wood, you know, kind of suburban logs and urban logs and kind of stuff that normally would get chipped by other people. They're turning it into beautiful lumber, and I've been buying stuff from them and also getting some milling done from them. And so this is a trade with Chris. He's been dropping off chunks of cool wood that he's collected a long time in order to get an ukulele going. So to begin with, he left me this big piece of juniper, which I've never used, but it's an Eastern Oregon softwood, and I think it'll behave well as a top wood. You can see it's got really tight grain in the middle. We got the sapwood heartwood situation going. I really like it. And it pairs well with the, what did he call this? Horse chestnut. I think he got this when he was sawing in Portland. And obviously we've got these like kind of stripey situation. It's kind of got a desert color palette to me, so I'm going with that. He dropped off these slices of the same horse chestnut that was kind of like a spalted burl, and I decided to slice it up, and I think I'm going to use it as a head plate and maybe for other stuff as well, because it's crazy. It'll look really cool under finish. It's kind of plain looking right now. I might also, if I can figure it out, I might use the same stuff to make a pick guard right here. And then for for the fretboard, he dropped off some elm, which is new to me, but it's pretty stiff and hard. I think it would make a good local fretboard wood. This is some salvaged redwood for the neck with a walnut stripe. This redwood came from him as well. And I think this walnut stripe will introduce this dark line, which will then use walnut binding for everything to wrap it all up. So it's kind of got this stripy desert look to it. I'm looking forward to it. I might not use any black lines on it. I might use this little oak veneers as decorative strips instead of black, just to keep that going. And then another project that kind of involves them, you guys know that I pulled a big grafted walnut stump out of Xena Forest Products land in Salem last year. It's still drying, the big slabs are still drying, but I processed one slab to get it into the shop and drying faster. So when you slice up into thinner veneers, the drying process goes a lot quicker, although I'm not rushing to use that wood by any means. But I started, you know, kind of doing some test pieces from that grafted stuff. I wanted to see if the grafted stuff would bend like in the bending machine well, and it went great. So you can see the graft between the two kinds of walnut on here, and it's really curly and strange. I love it. And it wasn't the most well-behaved piece of walnut I've ever worked with, but it's certainly strong and beautiful, so I'm looking forward to it. So for the back and sides, you know, I did another piece with the graft, and it's drying out just fine. I wanted to pair it with some Alaskan yellow cedar This is also a log that I've been processing myself. So the tops are ready to go, but the neck blanks are not yet. So I've got matching neck blank from this stuff, although I might have to substitute something if it's not dry enough. And of course, we'll just use curly walnut to tie all that together. So this is an Alto instrument, hopefully Alaskan yellow cedar and grafted walnut. And I don't know when that'll be done, but it's what I'm working on. So I hope you enjoyed looking at these things with me. And if you have any ideas or suggestions, drop me a line. Cheers.